Alright, so this is something that just kind of came in out of nowhere. They were like, hey man, we're doing this Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia Blu-ray thing, so we're gonna throw this banner out here. And I was like, man, I gotta warn the people to not summon on this banner. It's garbage, dookie. Do not summon on this banner, for the love of God, please. Like, Arjuna Altar is right around the corner. Like, if you need a good Buster AoE servant, which is basically what you're going to be using Ishtar for anyway, then just summon for Arjuna Altar. He's coming up in like 3 weeks or something. He's like right around the corner. And, you know, I get people really like Ishtar because it's Rin. You know, people are like, hey, Rin's pretty heat, so we like Ishtar. Ishtar's got like a 50% battery. She is certainly very good, right? Like, she's got a very powerful charisma. She's got a 50% battery, even if these don't proc all the time. She still has the battery. And then she has like this monstrous attack buff that she can proc every 3 turns. They also buffed her NP to where it drops stars now whenever she uses it. So Ishtar is like a very somewhat self-sufficient like Buster crit meme that just gets even better when you have people like Merlin around her. But she's not worth summoning for, okay? And same thing for Enkidu over here. Enkidu, very good survivability servant, right? He's very good for solo runs. You know, he's got a very powerful like double mana burst. He's got a weird deck, right? But if you get the quick buff right here, he can be very powerful. This is very good for like challenge quests because, you know, you get a dodge and you can remove dodge from people, so you almost have sure hit basically. And then you also have just this massive ooga booga heal, dude. Like 10,000 HP. Like, keep in mind, this dude has like 15k HP, so he's already like super beefy. And then you're getting like nearly all of that back with his heal. It's always like removing debuffs. His NP is one of the strongest NPs in the game. Like, if you check the damage charts, he's like always like right in that like number 1, number 2 slot. Very powerful, but not worth summoning for. Because, well, for one, Enkidu, I'm pretty sure, is on every single banner. You're like story locked or something, so you're not on every banner. But, you know, she goes on rate up quite often, right? Like, whenever they have like female character banners, right? They're like, oh, it's like a cutesy summer banner, or it's like a Valentine's banner. They're throwing just all the female servants on there. Sometimes Ishtar can go on rate up. I get that she's a little more limited. She's not like Quetzalcoatl or like say Da Vinci, where like I feel like they go on rate up all the time. But Ishtar's still quite common to see her on rate up. But again, not worth summoning for, just more or less because we have really good banners coming up. We have Arjuna Altar coming in the pipeline. We have Reigns and Waver getting like their rate up, which is like, that is an insane value event. The Lady Reigns case file event is redonkulous value, because not only could you get Waver, who's like just a general 50%, you know, NP support guy that gives attack, defense, and crit damage. His NP is really good. Then you have Reigns, who's like the same thing, like defense, crit, lowering enemy defense, has a very solid like support NP. It's just like, why would you summon for Ishtar? Like, and then you have like Space Ishtar coming at the the end of the year. Like, if you want Rin, why don't you just summon for like Space Ishtar, like right over here, who's like infinitely better and like more usable than this Ishtar, right? Because this Ishtar is not limited to just being a Buster meme. She can be whatever she wants for 3 turns. If you want a Buster meme, she can do that. If you want an Arts Looper, she can do that. Which she works very well as an Arts Looper, by the way. It was a little dodgy with her being a quick looper. Like, you could kind of do it, but it was really dodgy. It was not the best to use her for. But man, since we have like insane art support now, she works so well as an Arts like looper. So it's like, if you want Ishtar, just wait for Space Ishtar later on down the year. Like, I could really only see you summoning for this Ishtar if you just actually like spend money on the game and you do like a couple multis on like every banner, right? Or you're trying to collect every single unit. That's kind of hell that you're walking into, but if that's what you do, then I can understand you going for Ishtar. But if you are a free to play like person playing this game, you can't summon on this banner. Like, there's too much high value and too many really powerful servants that are demanding of your courts coming out this year. Like, we just had Kama and Kiara, who are 2 very solid units, right? Then we're getting Arjuna Altar. Then we're getting, you know, Summer, which is bringing Berserker Musashi, who you could maybe make the excuse that you're going to skip out on Summer, because Berserker Musashi is not exactly going to be super viable until Caster Artoria comes out. She's still fine, but she's not like hitting her peaks until Caster Artoria comes out. But then you also have, you know, the same thing with Ruler Artoria. Ruler Artoria is very, very good, but until next year when she gets her buffs, she's not like insanely good, right? So maybe you can hold off on them. But then again, we have the double rate up of Reigns and Waver coming out. That is insane value. And then you have Space Ishtar coming out, you know, after that. So it's just like, it's just insane value that we're getting throughout the entire year. And then I'm pretty sure Lost Belt 5.1 comes out at the very tail end of the year, which brings like Super Orion, who is a godly unit. He's really, really powerful. So it's just like, there's too much value. There's too much to waste your quartz on this. I hope I could convince some of you guys to just not summon on this banner. Although, a good thing about this event is that you're getting quartz, you're getting tickets and everything, and they gave us a little craft essence selector thing. So basically, I'm just going to give my like 2 cents on this. You don't pick, like, okay. Before I say you don't pick this one, right? If you have a specific one that you're like, man, I just really like Ereshkigal and I gotta get this one because I don't have it, fine by me. Go ahead and pick it. I'm just gonna kind of tell you the meta one, right? The one that I would pick, right? So this one, I'm not going with it. You know, it's fine. It was fine for like year one, but nah, that's not what I'm going for. This one, I could see people picking this one, especially if you're close to limit breaking it, because Buster heavily relies on kind of the starting charge CE and then filling up your NP with like, say, Merlin, Waver, or just your own natural battery. So having something that gives, you know, a decent Buster buff, but with a really strong starting NP gauge, like this is basically almost a more preferable version for like a imaginary element, the Sakura 75% CE, because you lose out on a little bit of gauge, but you're actually getting a little bit of extra damage as well, especially with it being a 5-star CE that gives a massive amount of attack. So I can see this as being the option. It's probably like my number 2 pick for like the one that I would pick. Hot Sands was like really good in the beginning, like again, like in year 1, but now it's just kind of like, I don't know, like you could put this on someone like Jalter or like a Berserker that has low critical star absorption, but there are better CEs to use if you want to get some crit damage. So like again, you could go with this, but it's just not something that I would pick, right? It's just not something I would pick. It's not bad by any means, but you know, same thing for this one, right? This has really good synergy, right? You're getting crit stars, you're getting crit damage, you're gonna get a little bit of quick performance, but it's just like too little of each that like for me to actually care about it. Like I would more or less rather have something that's like 50% starting charge and then like 10% quick and then like the 3 stars per turn. Like I would rather have that. I find that a bit better, but that's just me. So that's not one I would go with. This is probably my pick for like, this is the one you go for. This is like the mega good CE. This is the one you want. Because you're getting 50% gauge, you're getting 15% buster and crit damage. That's like everything a Buster servant could want. They're getting increased Buster card performance, they're getting the crits, which they do big crit damage, that's kind of what they rely on, and then you're getting starting gauge, which is crucial for Buster servants. This is a CE that like, even if you have a few copies of it, I would go for this one just to get it limit broken. Because again, getting that 50% is so significant, because you have a lot of characters like, say, like Drake, or you know, just other like 50% like battery people, or like Ishtar, who's on rate up right now. You have characters like that are Buster 50% starting charge units that really love these CEs because it synergizes so well with their kits. Ibuki Doji, who should be coming out in like a year and a half now, is going to be another servant that would really love to have this CE, right? So I would personally go for this one first, this one second, but like, I could only see you going for this one as if like you're a huge like Gil stan like I am, like you just really like Gilgamesh, maybe go with this. But even then, it's just like the CE is just so good that you kind of have to go with that one. This one isn't bad either. Like if you really like Ereshkigal and you're like, man, I feel really bad that I'm going for the Ereshkigal one, like I don't want to feel like I'm getting shafted, this is fine because it's kind of giving you like the coup effect indefinitely for 2 attacks, right? So, you know, it doesn't have a turn restriction. You just get like 2 free hits, kind of good for like challenge quests and stuff like that. And it's also giving you a massive, just permanent 30% NP damage. It's also an attack CE. If it was like a defense or like the HP CE, I would be a little wary of it. But the fact that it's attack is also pretty good. So I might go like, you pick this one, like this is the only one you pick unless you've already got it like max limit broken, in which case you can kind of go for one of these two and be very solid. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on what CE you should pick. But the main takeaway for the video is do not summon on this Blu-ray little Ishtar banner, right? It's garbage. Especially like they really do think you're a dummy if you summon on this one, because you have this banner and then you also have like Kiara, who's also out right now. Like if you summon for Ishtar when you have banners like these up right now, if it'll load. If you have this, like look at this. Like Kiara's amazing. Yugioh's really good. Scheherazade is better than people think, and I'll probably do a video on her maybe tomorrow or something. But it's like this is a way better banner, way better, way better. Especially like consider, okay, you gotta also remember that we're NA players, right? And we have clairvoyance. We can look through the future and see what's gonna come. These are all art servants, and so all of these servants are going to be like they're already really good. But they're going to be even better when Caster Artoria drops. So you can like look through the future and be like, okay, I see that Kiara is getting buffs. She's going to be on Arts teams, which means she's really good. Munenori, going to be a really strong like Arts burst servant once, you know, Caster Artoria comes out. And then Scheherazade is going to be able to loop her NP very easily once she gets Caster Artoria in the game. So just don't summon on the banner. Like, come on, guys. Like, we're not dummies. Especially because like, I'm pretty sure Kama's banner is still out for a few more days. Well, it says it's up till 4 or 5. I'm a dummy. All right, so her banner is still out. So like, why summon for Ishtar when like you could summon on either of these banners that are way better? Okay, that's just my final takeaway. Plus, I mean, not to get too political on you guys, but like I believe in Sakura supremacy. Okay, and why summon on the Rin banner when you got 2 Sakura faces right here, man? That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did any of you dummies get caught by the Ishtar banner? If so, no shame. I understand. It is, at the end of the day, it's waifu simulator. So like if you got caught by the Ishtar banner, like that is understandable. That's kind of the whole point that we all play the game. Does anybody play this game for fun? I don't think so. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace late, guys.